Well, hello and welcome to the Bowtie Gardens. We are looking at the garden tour for the outer garden beds in the backyard. And there's a few things starting to happen in the last couple of months. These outer garden bed tours haven't been too very exciting, but this month things are starting to look good. I mean, really good, and I'm a little excited about what we could be seeing for this season. So I did want to talk briefly about. I promised in the end of the first part. First, you see the bees back there, our honeybee box. They've been very good. They have it's four boxes stacked up, and the top two boxes are full on the right side of honey. The left side is still fairly empty. Jeff Chesser, my friend from local Destin Honey, he was just out yesterday to check it. He was hoping to get some honey out of it, but it wasn't ready, so he didn't get anything, and he will probably in a month. He'll come back in a few weeks and get honey out of it, but we decided to let the bees have some, and then at that point he'll get one more harvest out of this. And at that point we may not be harvesting any more honey because those bees need to have some reserves for the winter. Now, of course, you know, our past Christmas was a Christmas freeze, which was very unusual for down here. We've had some very unusual spring. We're supposed to normally get rains, and we do get rains. We have had, in the past month, we have had some winds that are just unprecedented. Monday of last week, so 6 days ago, we hit 85-mile-an-hour winds here. That's pretty high. I'm very pleased to say the shade cloths did fine, the arch trellises did fine, everything did fine. I did have, what did I have that happened? Oh yeah, my tomato shade cloth, which you'll see in the next part, did break some strings, which I shouldn't have been using strings. Anyway, they're redone with wire, so they're going to be there through any windstorms now, but I was very pleased to see how they just didn't really move. They fluttered a little bit, but not very much. Excuse me. But anyway, that was on Monday, 6 days ago. 3 days before that was a Friday. If you saw my short on the high winds, those broke 70 miles an hour the Friday before. So we had 2 days in a period of 4 days. Two of them, the first and last day, had super high winds. Now on the other part of that too, we've been getting rain most days. In fact, just a little bit of rain in the evening. Now, normally our spring does that. We might get a little mist or a little sprinkle, which is really nice for the garden. But I mean, we've been getting rains, like multiple inches of rain, and between those 2 days where we had those high winds, we got like an inch or two each day of rain. And then that wasn't the only. It's been 3 weeks. Most of June, we have been getting rain like 6 days a week, real rain. So the garden is like super moist. Things are growing. In fact, we'll look here in just a minute at the Cathedraloupe where the Cantaloupe are growing, and they are doing well. I got them in late, of course. Everything gets in late with me and my ADD brain. But they are doing well. They look good. I'm very happy with where they're going. I'm learning a little bit I didn't really pay close enough attention last year to which kind performed better, and I actually think I'm learning something this year. So very excited about that. But yeah, we're gonna look around here and see what this weather has been doing for us. I don't remember if I had planted the seeds for the zucchini yet on the last month's garden tour. I'm gonna have to go back and look before I get around there. But anyway, yeah, so let's get to it and see what we got going on in the outer beds out here, because there's stuff happening. I'm very excited. I tell you what, you know, I get out in the garden and it's always been like that. You know, when I was a little kid, I used to go sit in my mom's garden and I would eat tomatoes and I would eat peas and lima beans, just raw, right off the plants. And I know my mom would just roll her eyes when she would see all the tomatoes in a certain area were cleaned out. I just used to love to go out there and do that. And it's really reliving seems to like reliving my youth kind of, because it just brings me such joy every time I come out to the garden. I remember those days. It's one of the things that kind of focus on when I come out here and get to do stuff in the garden and do the harvests and feeding and planting and everything. I think of my mom's garden when I was growing up in Glens Falls, New York. So anyway, yeah. So let's get on with this garden tour. Hi, I'm Bowtie Dave. So starting over here at the pomegranates outside the Florida room, look at the size of this one. I am just in awe. We have never had very many this big, and that one looks beautiful. I do believe it's because I have taken off a lot of the suckers. There's a few more growing in there, and you can see there's a bunch of them growing on this one. And I've been trying to do a better job of keeping those cleared off so that they can focus more energy on growing big things like that. So I've been very happy about that. This is the Blackberry hedge, which if you follow along, you know we've kind of, we're just building this area up. There are blackberry plants over here, and the blackberries are good. They're growing strong. You can see several red ones here. Those are blackberries. They will turn black when they're ripe. You can see there's more back here and even more. Look at all of them down there. And more up here, but they're looking beautiful and they're growing strong. We're starting to grow more and more. I'm actually transferring more blackberry plants into this area for this reason, because I want to have this arch trellis covered. Where it's not covered by the pomegranates up here, I would love to have blackberries all around over on this left side and at this front. So I am working on that. It's a slow process. These blackberries grow berries on their second year canes, which I wasn't sure of last year. Now I am. They're doing a lot better, and we'll be doing better trimming on these this fall or this winter so that we can have better production, I'm hoping. So you can see this pomegranate up here. Look at all the suckers coming out of this right here, and this one right here. Serious need of some trimming. So the goji berry bush, now we have another goji berry bush you'll see at the end of the third part. This thing, it doesn't get a lot of sun, and so I don't know if that's preventing this from developing or the fact that I didn't do a good job keeping the weeds up. One way or the other, this goji berry just has not produced anything at all. And so I'm going to have to do a better job on this. Now the other goji berry, which you'll see at the end of part 3, you will you should see, there's a short I put out recently with just rows and rows and rows of goji berries on that thing. Of course, the goji berry is supposed to be fountain of youth type food. Very, very healthy for you. Okay, so this is the back of the blueberries, and we're coming around. You can see the bees over there. The bees have been going good. Like I've already said, Jeff Chesser from Local Destin Honey came out and checked it. It was kind of interesting because the right side of the top 3 boxes is kind of getting full. It looks like they're kind of working their way across. I don't know why that is. I wonder if maybe it has to do with the sun shining on. I don't know. It's peculiar. But yeah, so more honey on the right side than there is on the left, but it's definitely getting a lot of honey in there. We got a lot of, this is mostly weeds in here. I am very curious to see if we get any good looking flowers in here. I see some stuff in there that definitely needs to come out. Problem with this area is I have to come out and tend to it early in the morning when the bees are not active. You can see they're kind of flying around right now. They've actually been pretty cooperative this year. They haven't stung me at all since the mishap before we divided the hive in 2. And Jeff told me yesterday that the other half of the hive is just as strong as this hive is, which is what we were hoping for, because when we got this hive, This was an abnormally strong hive. Good genetics, good production, just really good family of bees. And so now that first group of bees that we got just over a year ago is now 2 very good groups of bees. So anyway, we're coming back here into the Catherdraloupe, which you can see kind of looks like a cathedral. The main nave of the cathedral there, and then the transept going across. And the interesting thing is, it's even facing the right way. Right in the middle, though, the altar, of course, is the bird bead bath. The bee bath, not the bird bath. Bee bath, bird bath. Well, it's for the bees, and that thing fills up every other day. And the bees have a real nice place. There's still a little water in there that they'll get, but the Catherdraloupe is where I'm going to be growing cantaloupe. And we have a lot of cantaloupe growing in here. In fact, on this side over here, this little 4 foot by 4 foot area, these are cantaloupe right here. And they're starting to get their true leaves. In fact, let me pull this grass back a little. But they're starting to get their true leaves, which this is a true leaf. This is the 2 cotyledon leaves, and those are 2 true leaves. So they're just starting to get their true leaves. There's 3 here on this mound, and I'm trying to do pretty good about keeping the weeds back. You can see this one here, they've got some grass growing up in the middle. Oh no, and see, that's the problem with pulling grass. You run the risk of pulling the plant that you want out. So I may have just doomed that one, I don't know. So there's 3 there. There's another, well, now there's 2 over there, and then there's 4 over on that last mound over there. So this one I think is Hale's best. And then over here I planted even more of the honey rock. I can't remember what kinds, and these are really suffering. There's 2 there, there's 3. Looking along here, I see 1 over there and 1 there. That's it. So I don't know if whatever type this I planted over on here. Oh, I see another one. No, there's 2 down the end over there that are looking kind of weak. So I don't know if they're going to survive or not. This is the kind of thing I look for, though, trying to determine which kind of cantaloupe will do best here. And if that's the Hale's best over there, or the honey rock, whichever that is over on the far side in the bed, that is the better type that I'll be repeating next year more of. And whichever the better one is, I'll be repeating in this area right here because it's a larger space. So here is the look up the Catherdraloupe from the front, looking eastward with the blueberry patch off in the distance. So now the fig tree. Interestingly enough, that fig tree in the front yard was the first one planted. This one came a few months later, but this one is so much bigger. This one is so much happier. I am so pleased with how this one looks. We have a really good pruning down here. We have 4 leaders coming out, directional leaders coming out, with a main leader coming up the middle. And this tree could just really do good. This is the tree that I got the best fig from our yard yet. And so it is just going strong. It looks good. Yeah, this has just been a beautiful fig. It's actually taller than me by about 6 inches. I'm right at 6 foot, and this is just over the top leaf up here is just over my head. I do have another fig tree over here, and because it's kind of in this crook of the Catherdraloupe, I'm going to grow it up, and then it's going to start breaking out from that point right there. This little branch on the bottom here, I've decided I'm going to cut that off and just have that main lead, because I want it to kind of grow up over the top up here of the Catherdraloupe, and it will get pretty big. So the elephant ear. How about the elephant in the room? Look how massive these things are getting. This is just, I think, amazing. This is enormous. That one up there is almost 3 feet long. Just beautiful. See if I can get it. Look at that. Look how big that is. So maybe not quite 3 foot long, but getting pretty close. But down inside here, now we're getting kind of close to the bee box. But down inside here, we have, and this is what happens here. This here is called air potato, and it will actually grow a thing that looks like a potato at every single leaf, and it's poisonous. Now, I say it's poisonous. It also has some anti-cancer properties, and I don't know anything about that. But looky here, this thing has grown and is binding around this leaf and not letting it open. I've never seen, oh no, that's the leaf. That's not this thing. Okay, never mind. That's the leaf. That's the veins on the leaf. That's interesting. That's very cool. Got another big leaf that's coming out here though, but this air potato, you have to unwind, track it down to the bottom. In fact, let me go get my hoary because I want to show you what this is coming from. So this is a hoary. Someone called it a garden knife the other day, and that's pretty much the description of it. It's real heavy blade, and it's great for getting down in the ground and digging stuff out like this air potato. Now, air potato grows from a potato. I was saying that it'll create a potato right here, and it can be as big as a baseball too. Well, this guy here, what happens is when those little potatoes get buried in the soil, they grow straight up. So I know that this thing is growing straight up from a potato. Now, the size of the potato will be the thing in question, because it could be the size of a marble and still do this. Now, I have been fighting the air potato in this garden for a year and a half. Okay, see now how everything lifts up? So I'm definitely under it. They don't grow from very deep. There we go. Oh, okay, there we go. So there's the air potato. That's it. This is the culprit. And then it grows out of that. It will grow this nodule right here, and this whole plant comes out of that. And so there's another one. I think it might be the same one. There's another one underneath. Let me see if I can get this out of the way. I don't want to let this thing go, because you let this thing go, it'll grow another air. Okay, here it is. Here it is, right there. So I'm going to come down here, right beside it. Yeah, when I got to this property, I dug out dozens and dozens of air potatoes that were huge. Okay, there it is right there. So I got it. That's the air potato right there. See, it's not very big, size of a marble. I did see some that were the size of baseballs though. So that is all these air potato vines, and they will all die now. So I can pull these out and pile them up somewhere. Actually, I'm going to end up throwing these in the trash, but like this one right here is growing up this shepherd's hook. Wow, that thing is strong. Oh, don't drop that. The big mistake I made back early on was that I was hitting those potatoes with my lawnmower, and it spread out little pieces everywhere, and every single little piece grew into an air potato. It was insane. So I will definitely get rid of this the proper way. We are just about done with air potato here. The former owner said a girlfriend of his gave him an air potato and said, if you plant this, you'll never forget me. And his next line was, and believe me, I never forgot her. It was so funny. He was pretty awesome. But isn't that just amazing? Just wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap. There we go. So, all right. Let's dispose of this in a proper way. I think I got all of it. I know I've got another one over there somewhere. Small one over here somewhere. I don't know where it went. Hopefully it died. I do not see it. Maybe it gave up the ghost. That would be wonderful. Okay. That will be taken away in 5 days by the trash people, and in the meantime it'll dry out. So that would be the whole elephant ears and fig trees there, the Catherdraloupe, where the Loquat hedge is going to be. If If you look at my other videos, you'll know I'm doing this experiment with my grow bags, trying to kill the weeds out of these grow bags so I can get them ready to be used next year. Of course, more zinnias, which I am breaking up. Now look at here, these double flowers are awesome. These are the ones I want to get more of. So like this flower here, I'm gonna carefully take that indoors and save that for planting next year. That's a beautiful one. I'd like to have more of these. So over here now, we've got the zucchini, which are getting hit by the stuff that bores into the stems. You can see this one here is really suffering. I've been spraying with BT, Bacillus thuringiensis, which attacks the stomach lining of the caterpillar that attacks these. So hopefully we can get something back. Now the very sad thing was this thing over here had already started a whole bunch of male flowers, which is starting more, but look at the stem down here. It's been eaten through. I don't know if that's gonna survive, probably not. I did shoot that up with BT though. However, this one's looking strong and has not been chewed yet. This one was chewed completely off. So 3 mounds with zucchini and 1 with watermelon. Excited about that. Just got a mint bag in over here with a little bit of water going now. The Lagustrum, this thing's gonna get chopped back pretty hard here pretty soon. And the arch that still has not been used yet. Just not sure what I'm gonna put on here yet. There's another mint bag in the back here. Problem is this mint bag isn't getting watered by anything, so it's kind of suffering. The Jasmin over here, it's kind of suffering as well. The old tree, since January, I've cleaned the growth off of it twice. This is June. The wood pile. Oh, but and incidentally, go back here to the zucchini. Last garden tour, which was 32 days ago, I had just planted those seeds for the zucchini. So that's how much they've grown in 1 month. 1 month of growth. Past the wood pile from the old tree here, which I believe is where the rats were living. Need to get over here because I can't see my camera. I've already adjusted my camera poorly once in the sun. I can't see my screen. But we have our satsuma orange tree, which is struggling severely. It's lost this other branch over here now. It's losing part of this branch up here. Needs to be cut back more. It is having a very difficult time. The more Egyptian walking onions. I come in here and clear out a few things every once in a while. This whole right side over here got inundated by some weeds I just cleaned out yesterday when I cut grass. This pomegranate might survive. I don't know. It's getting vines around it though. I don't know what's going to happen. I got to get into this corner and clear things out. This is the corner that I really haven't gotten into much since we bought this house. So this pomegranate, look how big these things are. Now this one I did not trim up at all, the little suckers at the base, but this has got a lot of other stuff going on. This one here is not producing, neither of these over here are producing very well. There's a rosemary under here that is definitely getting buried by this ivy. It most definitely needs to get pulled off. I don't want to lose that rosemary just yet, not until I have others going strong. So the Loquat hedge, these are Loquat trees, 2 here, 2 over there, and 2 at the end. Those last 2 are the big ones, but these will be making up the Loquat hedge when we plant it. There's some, I believe this is peppermint in here. Lots of aloe. Got tons and tons of aloe growing everywhere. I don't know what's growing up where that old lemon tree was. I sure wish it would be another lemon tree, but I don't think it's going to be. Another dead lemon tree there we lost over Christmas. These Loquat trees are looking good though. Spearmint. There is a chocolate mint pot buried down there. I can still see some mint coming out. I need to get in there and clear that up. These are more backup Loquat trees. And of course, my two big ones. They're doing pretty good. Compost. Compost is doing well. I'm still adding to the middle one. I haven't flipped anything. I've stopped adding to the left one over here. This is the one I got from neighbors. This is the one I'm building myself. This is still wood chips. I need to start doing some putting together of my compost for next year and doing some layers so we can develop some good compost. This magnolia in the corner definitely needs trimming at the base. There's some stuff coming out up here that needs to be trimming. I've been tempted for years to cut that branch right there. I may still, I don't know. I don't like how low it is. The fact that it's getting close to my neighbor's vehicle over here, a little concerning to me as well. So that's the outer garden beds of the backyard. Things are starting to grow. A little concerned about those zucchini. That's kind of the problem. I'm happy to be rid of these little monsters right here. I've not found any big ones at all in about 8 or 9 months. That's the air potato. So I feel like I'm getting down to it, down to controlling them. But that was my big battle last year, was air potato, trying to get them under control. So cantaloupe, still figuring cantaloupe out. Watermelon, love to get some watermelon growing, but trying to get my watering right. There's still a lot of things going on out there that trying to get down to a point where it's going to be productive. I still have blank spots. The Cathedraloupe I'm still working on. This is just year 2, and we're trying to get things done fast as I can, but I work a regular job as well. I'm a handyman, plus I do some other stuff as well, so I stay pretty busy. Anyway, let's see. I can't think of anything else to share for this video. We are going to go step right into our next and third and final part of the garden tours for the month of June 2023, and that's going to be the raised beds. There's a little bit of an explosion going on over there, here and there. There's a couple of little explosions going on, but yeah, it's been very good growth, good development there. I check on the raised beds every day, so you'll see there are things that I keep a regular eye on in that area. But anyway, if you're just stumbling along finding our channel, please subscribe. We talk mostly about gardening, sometimes about life, and every subscription, every watch helps grow the channel. And for those of you who are already subscribed and are returning, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you for watching something else. It is my hope that maybe this will be inspiring for someone, maybe informational. If it's anything for you, if you find help, or if you have experience with anything that I share here, please share in the comments what your experience is and if you've learned anything. I love reading the comments that we get on our videos. And of course, if you found this informational, educational, inspirational, or just entertaining, please click the thumbs up on this video and share it on your social media pages with your friends who are gardeners and might also find inspiration. So we're gonna start pretty shortly here with the raised garden beds over here, and we'll talk about what this is and what else is exploding in the raised garden beds. in the third part of the June garden tours. So can't think of anything else that I want to share right now in this section, so I am going to say my normal closing is have a blessed day.